All right, good morning, Cryptoballers. We're back in. This is part two. Sorry I got cut off a little bit on that, but now we're here. Obviously, the sellers have moved in. Please make sure you watch part one of this move to the downside, where we're calling the move to the downside. Now, 258, 12,258 was the number that we called for a down buy order leveraging 50x in Bitcoin. And this is where we're going, okay? We called the run up. We saw the run up. Now, obviously what's happened here in the last hour and a half is Bitcoin has exploded 200-300 points, okay? So if you know anything, you know that it's a buyer-seller's game. It's push and shove. It's a tug of war. And here we go. We waited and waited. Now, clearly you could have played here down here based on what you said, but that was kind of like an even for the last 30 minutes going into this was pretty even. You can use this function and go back. Just click the arrow and then use your side and go back. You can see that it was pretty even here, right? Now, but you certainly could have called here to the upside and would have taken you from 141, 141 all the way up to 282, which is a massive trade for those. And now, look, we called that. So 258 was really that point where we thought like, okay, we're going to move to the downside, and it went as low as into 12,237. So that's a 20-point, 30-point move, and now the bulls are back, okay? Now, you can say, hey, you could have said as soon as this turned to the buyers coming back in, exited that trade, right? Which is currently at 266, 12,266, okay? 261, we're coming back down now. Okay, look, there's a little wick there, so it's starting to move back. Now, but you don't have to exit. Now, it depends on how conservative or aggressive you want to be. If you are confident in your call that this is going to move to the downside, okay, in the next 30 minutes or so, now that's a long trade. Obviously, we want to trade like, I like to trade within 5 minutes. I mean, the better you get at calling these changes in direction, the better you are and the shorter your trades. When you first start out, your trade may be a little longer because, you may not have called that entry and exit point exactly right, okay? And see, this is moving to the upside again. So you may get nervous. You may be, you may have done those things. There's some other things that we talk about of ways that, especially in BitSeven, to protect your trade, obviously. We're not going to get into that right now. We're just trying to teach and inform, everyone in the group that like entries and exits, play with entries and exits right now. And a lot of times you can do this like we're doing today without actually committing any Bitcoin and just talking about in this particular video, like entry and exits of what you're looking for in the direction. So clearly the direction here was a pause, right? Higher. So you could have, called it that way. But if you'd stayed in this trade to the downside, okay, from 258 to 238, 36, I'm sorry, 36, 37, if you did not exit that, you're sitting and waiting, right? You're lying in wait. It's almost like you're going to get ready to ambush, the buyers as soon as this turns red now. But obviously you may be concerned, right? Because now it's moving faster now the buyers are back in, okay, and taking it even higher after this little breathe. So that's, that is something to think about, that you've got to be quick and understand that, look, a 10% move down here in your unrealized P&L, as long as you are growing your Ethereum or your Bitcoin, or if you're trading Ripple or Litecoin in the BitSeven platform, that's all that matters. I mean, I can do 25 trades a day, right? If you're making 10, 12%, as long as you're covering your fees, that's all that matters, right? This was a short little trade, maybe like 10%, boom, out. You could obviously switch to the buy side and participate with the run, okay? And it's just practicing entry and exits with direction. All right, guys, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We will see you next time.